In this video, let me explain in detail what you do as a lab assignment and how you submit it. So this is the very first assignment, so I'm going to explain it in detail, and the rest of the lab assignments will be very similar so that next time on I may not explain in this detail. From the D12, at each week's lecture video, the first one, there is a lab assignment there. So basically, first you watch the videos for the lab assignment. So here are two videos are there, and then watch it and understand what is being done there, and then basically reproduce yourself the code I demonstrate in the video. The purpose of a lab is for students to practice programming so that they can enhance knowledge in the programming of C++. So the lab assignment will be operated very similar like this. So I show you how to do the job, and then you understand by watching my video, and then you reproduce as much as possible by yourself. If you can, don't try to watch it again, but if you as needed you may rewatch it, but basically as you understand just try to reproduce after your understanding. That's the best way to enhance your ability there. So after watching those two, you are going to reproduce the code yourself, but here is some detailed instruction written there. So here lab01 PDF is instruction in written form. So let me bring it up. So here is a lab01. First of all, due is on Sunday, 1 minute before midnight, 11:59 p.m. Late submission is accepted the next 24 hours, but there will be 2 points out of 100 late penalty deduction every hour. Thus, a submission timestamp will be used to determine how late you submitted. So first assignment is for you to practice the concepts of classes and then do the make a file correctly for make utility. So in those two videos I showed you how to do person class and then car class for that. So lab assignment is complete code for car and person classes as shown in the lecture video. And then in main.cpp, as I have shown in the lecture video, try to test the correctness of car and person class implementation using assert function similar to test-driven development. Here testing means for each member function you need to test at least once. If the implementation of a function contains conditional blocks, each condition must be tested. That if a function returns a value, then the different cases of a value must be tested as well. So that's the basic idea of how to test the correctness of the implementations. When you submit, you need to follow some specific ways. So here is the instruction. So first, you are going to submit only 6 files. So car has 2 files, person has 2 files, and then main function file, main.cpp, and make a file. That's for make utility. Only those 6 files you are going to submit. So other files created like .o and a.out, you should never submit it together. And then submission instruction is very strict like this one. So what you do is those 6 files you need to compress it and then submit the compressed file. So how do you compress in the Linux is as follows. So issue this command. So let me show you that. So here is the terminal where I have designed those person class and the car class main.cpp there, and the maker file is there as well. First of all, .o and a.out is intermediately produced ones, compiled codes, so you should not submit those ones. So remove a.out and then all .o files. So I have only 6 files there. in this folder you should not have any other files, only those 6 files. Then compress those 6 files into one single compressed file. So command is zip, and then as shown in the instruction here, next one is the compressed file name. The naming requirement is that since this is lab01, lab01 is a prefix, and then your first name and last name initial .zip is the file name required. So in my case, my first name is Hong, my last name initial is S, and the .zip. So this is the compressed file naming convention. So you should follow this naming convention. And then star means everything in this current folder. So if I issue this command, then the message says that those files are added. Only those 6 files are added, and as a result of a zip, this file is created. So the one lab01 your name.zip, that is the one you need to submit. So to submit this one via D12, you need to transfer this file to your computer, and then from your computer sign in on D12 and then submit the file. So to transfer the compressed file to your computer, if you are a Windows user, use a WinSCP tool. If you are a Mac user, FileZilla tool. Those are the tools you can transfer files between the Linux server and then your own PC. So once you transfer this file onto your computer using the D12 account, submit it. So on D12, on assignment widget part, there is a submission box for lab01. So from here, submit the compressed file that have been transferred from Linux account. That is the submission process. Also, I have attached on D12. So if I go back to lecture video, first week, I've attached the grade sheet information, how your assignment will be graded. So that Excel spreadsheet is here. And then that gets you some idea how your grade assignment will be graded. First item is submission, whether you compress the file correctly, the file naming is correctly done, whether you submit via Dropbox or not, then there is a maximum penalty out of 100 is there. In the compile and run, your submitted program should compile using make utility, and it should run at Linux account. So if not, if there is any compile error, then you may not get any credit at all. Maximum up to 100 points may be deducted. So bottom line is that if you do not submit running code, if your code has compile errors, you will get no credit at all. And then person class implementation, car class implementation, and then test code in main function, those will be assessed. And then if you submit late, then there will be 2 points every hour deduction up to 48 hours. The deduction will be there. So maximum up to 24 hours. So maximum deduction would be 48 points out of that. So that's the instruction for first assignment. So keep in mind the rest of assignments will be very similar. So be sure to follow the correct submission process.